Hello YouTube, deck profile number 3 for Team Dokuso. We're going to look at a quick draw deck that I've put together. Turbo's out, Dark Armed Dragon. It's very nice. Let's just go ahead and get started because I'm actually supposed to be doing homework right now. Go me. Okay, first of all, of course, 3 quick draw synchrons. It's just the way this deck plays. Drop them, use them, keep going, recycle them, limit reverse. Wonderful. Because I need dark monsters, I'm also running junk synchrons, which are good for other things. It also revives other smaller monsters in the graveyard. There are really no high level monsters in this deck, obviously. If you've played a quick draw deck, they're very popular right now. 2 level eaters, you drop them with quick draw, lower quick draw, summon them, boom, junk warrior. They're awesome. They've saved me many times already in these test runs. Little note, every duel I've done in test run with this, it hasn't lost yet, which is very nice. Continuing my little monster spree, 2 tuning wares. They're free draws for usages. I comboed Infernal Reckless Summon with them and ended up drawing 2 cards in the same turn, summoning a level 8 monster with quick draw. It was very nice. A little twist I've made to this deck is also the use of Jester Confits, because they can be special summoned from my hand. If I retain them on the field, I can return a card. They're also dark, so they fuel Dark Armed Dragon. I found them pretty efficient. I'm also running 2 Debris Dragons. Interesting about most of the tuners in this deck is that they have a requirement synchro monster instead of the requirement 4, such as Debris Dragon needing dragons and Quick Draw needing a synchro that requires a synchron. So, but this kind of gives me my birdies and such. This is very nice. Of course, the ultimate thing to combo with Debris is Dandelion. Everybody knows what this card does. He's fantastic if, he's not perfect for every deck, but he's nice in pretty much most of them. And, of course, the Grandpappy, that Dark Armed Dragon. He's the eventual goal of the deck. Synchro out, get some darks in the graveyard, boom. What's nice about using like level eaters and such is that I can continually revive them to balance out my graveyard. It's pretty efficient. I also have some support monsters that kind of help turbo out this. First of all, Genix Neutron. Summon him, keep him on the field for a turn. You can add a quick draw to your hand. He's also light, level 4. He's the only real beat stick in the deck. He's a good start off. Sangan lets you search pretty much anything but Genix Neutron in this deck. Pretty nice. I'm also, instead of running Gores, I'm actually running Tragogia because of his level shifting ability. He is also dark. Gores is dark as well, but the thing about Gores is that the field has to be completely empty. But this deck actually plays a lot of back row, a lot of work, and Tragogia helps fuel the synchro summoning that needs to happen in this deck. So those are my monsters. Let's look at spells. Reckless, very nice, very useful. You can pull out multiple versions of quick draws, level eaters, tuning wares, debris, whatever. Scapegoat. I'm running Scapegoat because tokens can be used for synchro summoning, and Scapegoat it gives you the most to play with. They're also good for defensive maneuver if I need it. Being a quick play, it's very nice. I also have the parallel one. Whatever. I'm also running enemy controller with this deck. With losing brain control, I've had to kind of stabilize all my decks. But this one just requires a tribute to steal a monster. You can also change a monster's position. It's a good savior card. Again, being a quick play, very handy. Instead of running 2 enemy controllers, though, I'm also running a mind control. Again, fuel the synchro. Because I have so many little monsters in this deck, though, I'm running 3 fissures to kind of clear the field out a little bit. And of course, the lightning vortex. In addition to that, because I can drop level eaters to the graveyard. Giant Trunade to kind of wipe out. I'm using 2 limit reverses and a Call to Haunted to synchro with. So they kind of hang out in the field and makes things reusable. It also clears out the back row in a heavy storm kind of way if I need to go for a direct attack and OTK. Monster Reborn staple, Dark Hole staple, 2 MSTs, freaking staples. Okay. Traps, 2 limit reverses because they're just fantastic to fire off at any point in the game. Or by quick draws, whatever. You can then chain Infernal Reckless to them and instantly pull out multiple monsters for the cost of 1. One downside, however, though, is if the monster leaves the field, this thing hangs out. That's where Giant Trunade comes in. As it goes back to my hand, I can replay it. That's how I got a quick draw and 2 tuning wares out on the field at the same time. It's very nice. This deck doesn't have a lot of draw power, I found, so I've kind of thrown in 3 Reckless Greeds, should I get into a bad rut, which tends to happen in a deck kind of like this. If you don't get the combo going right away, you're in a bad situation, especially against something like Gladiator Beast or Black Wings, which can basically get started at any point. So the Reckless Greeds are nice. Call the Haunted, stable. I need to recycle monsters like none other, and Mirror Force, stable. Boom. Playing weak monsters, I need to defend myself from attacks. I'm not going to go over the whole extra deck here because I recycle a lot of my synchros between things. But of course, I want to draw attention to the warrior monsters themselves. We got Drill, Junk, Turbo, Nitro, and Road. I played them all along with Junk Destroyer. I actually don't have a copy of that yet, though. I have Junk Destroyer as well. But they're the reason that this deck works, is you can just literally fuel them out. Junk Warrior being a dark helps fuel the whole system. Other things I want to point out, Black Roses for the debris, they're incredibly useful as engines. And one other thing, I'm also running a Scrap Archfiend, and this does seem kind of weird, but with my control cards and such, I have a feeling that he's going to be more useful as things go on. He's just kind of hanging out here for right now. But we're going to see with what I can play against with Scrap's about to become popular. Having such a big beastly card may come in handy. So, yeah, that is the deck as it stands. However, I want to kind of take time to discuss 2 other cards that are actually on their way here to that help kind of enhance this deck, and is in fact the reason why I started playing it. First of all, is Flare de Chevalier. She's a beast. She really is. Kind of neat thing about her is that she negates cards, and she's beastly, but she requires a Synchron monster, even though it's Fleur Synchron. That's not a part of the kind of the Synchron series. She can be abused with Quickdraw very easily. So definitely what I'm looking at, and of course the other one from Starstrike Blast, tuning, add 1 Synchron monster from your deck to your hand. This basically makes this deck killer. Konami went ahead and decided to raise it to an ultra rare, ultimate rare, as they ship it over here for Starstrike, because they hate me. But hopefully I can pick a couple of those up and kind of really get this feeling. I could probably even ditch the Reckless Greeds entirely after I get tuning. So hopefully that helps. One other thing I do want to actually bring attention to, though, I'm going to do a video all about this probably later, but something I found that's helped in all of my decks that require Synchro Summoning is actually Ancient Fairy Dragon. What I like about Ancient Fairy Dragon, I like a lot about Ancient Fairy Dragon, she's light, she's a 7, she's got massive defense, which is kind of interesting for Synchro monsters. Most of them don't do that. They're kind of even on their stats, where one's higher attack, but she's actually higher on defense, and it's kind of interesting. But it's the effect where you can actually skip your battle phase and summon a level 4 or lower monster. This is mostly abusable in my Dragon deck, but I'll address that in my video. But what I kind of like about Ancient Fairy Dragon is that she kind of makes it possible to get combos going in a weird way, so that your opponent can't necessarily respond because they don't know what you're doing, because you're obviously skipping your battle phase. So you're kind of in a rut. But Ancient Fairy is a good alternative to Black Rose for debris if you need it. Again, the fact that she's universal and light kind of makes her abusable, but that's kind of how I feel about it. Anyway, Quickdraw Turbo Dad deck. There it is. Hopefully we'll see you guys soon. I'm going to do a video on Ancient Fairy Dragon, do a video on top 5 cards I want to get from Japan here soon, and hopefully some more deck profiles. Of course, comment, rate, subscribe down at the bottom, and thanks for watching.